My name is Treya Tolbert, and I'm the founder and CEO of iBodyTech. Please do me a favor. If you close your eyes just for a minute and envision walking into a fitness studio with all the machinery and the people around working out. Now imagine going onto the Stairmaster and exercising for 30 minutes. How does that make you feel? Tired? Aching? Overwhelmed? I know that's how I feel every time I do that. So please open your eyes again. You're not alone. 80% of the paying fitness studio members feel exactly the same way. And the majority of the people feel the same way. I struggled with making time to go to the gym and didn't like the way, I'm not a big workout training person. So I never developed that passion for it. While in Germany, my son introduced me to electric muscle stimulation training with the promise it's easy and effective. I started it and continued the training for 8 weeks. I was in Germany for 8 weeks with fantastic results. It was only 15 minutes. It was a low intense workout and it was really easy to do.
Tell me what fantastic results means to you.
I felt so much better. I lost weight. My balance and my awareness, my activity level got higher. So my overall health improved so much. So that's what made me feel better about myself and about the workout. The workout was really, it was static. So the machine was connected with a cable to the suit. And it was low intense. I didn't have to do any high intense training. So
what I'm going to do, and this might throw you off a little bit. I know it's risky.
No.
I already have questions, and I'm sure some other folks do. So I'm going to take you off script. I'm going to move to the second slide.
Okay.
And I'm going to summarize and say, you're going to tell us that there's a big market opportunity here.
Mm-hmm.
And that people are struggling with current solutions. I am among them.
Yeah.
And that your product is designed to fit exercise in everyday life and how it works. So I'm going to, I'm on slide 5 with the smart suit and ask you to talk to us about that. And I am going to look up something at the same time. Go ahead.
Okay. So the smart suit is designed to be comfortable, to fit in your everyday life. We have electric muscle stimulations, electrodes. I think everybody in the community understands that. And we have biometric sensors. So on the back end, the data that we collect will improve the workout and the training settings for the user. It's a 510K application. The business model is geared towards pre-diabetes programs like the CDC provides to help people get ease into a healthier lifestyle, not continue what we already do and do not like to do. And what most of the people don't do, go to the gym, they don't have the knowledge how to work out effectively, how to use those machines effectively. So what we provide is a tool and an easy connection to trainers and coaches and to a program that will give them the ability to improve their health and fitness.
While you were doing that, oops, am I on mute? No, I don't know that I am. No,
we can hear you.
While you were doing that, I did a quick search on this type of suit because you mentioned it's 510K, which means that there's precedent.
Mm-hmm.
So I Googled, and I'm gonna just, this is one of the first articles I came to. EMS workouts seem cool, but are they safe? Now, I'll tell you that years ago, for what it's worth, I was like, I sit here a lot. What if somebody shook my body for me and I just sat here? Actually, my idea was a bicycle thing where it forced my legs to go. And I'd be like, well, I mean, my body might be fooled into thinking I'm working out and I'll have the same effect as actually having to do this.
Yeah.
Of course, I never pursued it. A friend of mine is a Pilates instructor, and I recently got served an ad on Facebook for something similar to this. And I said, this feels like a really good idea. What do you think? And I don't remember her full answer, but it was basically, no, Joe, it doesn't work like that. You actually have to work on your core and do things. So I am the market. I don't want to go to the gym. I was going to go 3 times this week, and Paul had me working on something and I couldn't go. And anyhow, I made my own excuse. I'd like to ask the group, have any of you heard of this concept before? Ever considered this concept? What do you know about this concept? Because before she even gets to market, she has competition. Anyone?
My wife's a physical therapist.
I'm sorry?
I said my wife's a physical therapist. So this is like taking some of what they use and I guess using a different way. I mean,
Some of what they use are physical therapists?
Yeah, like electrical, like EMS, right, is popular for therapy, but
Right.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, for me and her, we both enjoy working out and doing physical activities. So this is.
But you are not my target group.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So I'm kind of just bowing out. I don't know if I would use this.
Who is your target?
I'm the same as that. I am under, EMS was great for me with my chiropractor in terms of healing and therapy. But I'm like, go to the gym. Even if there's periods when I don't go, I love to be outdoor hiking, walking.
You're different too. I don't want to.
So,
we would not.
That's also not my target group.
Yeah.
So,
It does work though for therapy. So
Yes.
I'm guessing you could theoretically use it if as a workout. I mean,
Yes.
it's strenuous. I don't know.
Kevin, I don't see your camera, but I saw you leave a comment. Where did you go, Kev?
My camera's on.
Oh, there you go.
there you go.
You wrote a comment. What did you say?
So there's actually a lot of money moving into this space on the franchise gym side right now. There are at least 2 companies pushing franchising very, very heavily with a lot of money going in there.
And how would that work exactly? A franchise gym? I would go to the gym and
Well,
wear this?
Yeah,
Can I
they
explain?
actually.
Of course. This is your show. I want to get
Kevin,
ideas
thank
thrown
you.
at you.
Thank you for that point. Yes, you are. Yes. And that's, I don't consider them competition. I consider them, they have a similar product because our product is different. We have a different approach. So the franchise that you're talking about is a B2B model, which they set up micro studios. They have a very uncomfortable neoprene suit that they use for different users. Is it effective? Yes. So the user will go to the studio and have their workout with a personal trainer. What we do different, what our system does different, and the approach is different. First of all, we have a very comfortable activity stretchable suit that the user can use in their home by themselves with instructions from the platform and with connecting over video to a trainer. So it's our concept is direct to consumers, and we have patent pending for our suit and system, the way we use the technology.
Showing page 9 with your go-to-market strategy.
Page 9?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because I look at that and I see a wetsuit with shocking mechanisms in them. And that's just what it looks like with what the pictures you're showing.
Oh, no, it's not a wetsuit. It's actually a stretch cotton lycra mix. And it's
Yeah, you need to make a better picture of it because it looks like a wetsuit.
Do you have a prototype at home there with you?
Okay, so we're working on our second prototype with the new suit. It's going to be finished at the end of the month, and then I have the full MVP, the second MVP. I have already a first, and we have done 2 years of research and development with exactly the type of suit that Kevin, I think Kevin was his name, that the current franchise companies working with. And we instantly in that time realized that it's not working like this because there is too many different body types, and it's not everybody wants to go into a studio again. We have to have a better solution for this problem, and that's how we came up with our concept and our suit.
I don't know how long we'll have him, so I'm going to switch quickly to Nikki. For a reimbursement perspective on this. I don't know what research you've done on this already, Treya. Nick, if you'd unmute yourself. Or do I need to do that for you somehow?
Got it. I just
There.
Yeah, I'd have to dig into this a little bit more, that EMS in the clinic for a specific indication, you know, total knee replacement, and then they put the patches on and do it. That's reimbursed because the clinical utility has been illustrated that doing that therapy for those patients in the perioperative period makes sense. I don't know that this would fall under that same thing as general health and wellness, that an insurance company would say, yeah, we'll reimburse a physician, you know, $100 a month or whatever it is, you know, for issuing the patient this suit, and then they wear it at home for general health and wellness type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know. I don't know if they would or if they wouldn't. That would require quite a bit of research, but I don't think it might be analogous physiologically. I don't know that it's analogous reimbursementally. I don't know that parallels exactly. I don't know.
Unless it can be covered under the
Actually, my
general
question
fitness
was,
benefits.
I was
Yeah,
wondering
you know,
why
like
it's
gym
a
memberships.
and I was wondering why it's a medical device, because I don't see a particular claim here. Like what claim are you going after that makes it a 510K?
Yeah, Verna, I was going to talk to her. I was going to bring that up too, because I'm hearing a couple of different claims.
Mhm.
And, you know, I looked really quickly at the electrode stimulator, you know, 510K list that's been recently cleared. And I'm not seeing any full suits like this for predicates.
Mhm.
And you're also mentioning that you're just getting your prototype off, but you have an August 510K date. All of that is really, really tight, considering all the testing you have to do to pursue a 510K. And especially given the backlog in the labs, particularly for biocompatibility, to make your deadline, I don't know. Yeah, one would be, what are the claims and what are you doing to achieve that? Because I don't know how with a prototype you'll be able to do biocompatibility in 4 months.
Treya, it's showing on the screen now, page 21, where I'm letting your little video loop so they can see the lights coming on the suit.
Okay, so
Yeah.
well, I think that's really obvious. And thank you for that question. So we have already a full functioning system, but with a different suit. So the electrodes and the biocompatibility, is the same thing. So, and there are full body suit predicates out there that.
So if you have done all of your testing on your prototype and you've done design changes afterwards,
Mhm.
you're going to have a very strong regulatory justification that the changes you've made have not impacted that type of testing. And that's really high risk going into a submission, especially for biocompatibility, because it's kind of a trigger word for the FDA.
Yes, so I have done the whole process before with a different suit. So the team that I have to help me with the FDA clearance with that is really well experienced. And I'm not an expert in that, so I rely on their experience, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that totally makes sense if you're working with a regulatory firm.
Yeah.
It's just.
Yeah, but thank you for that feedback. Thank you, I appreciate it.
If I can ask that specific question, what makes it a medical device?
The electric EMS falls under that statute of in that category for the FDA. You have to have a clearance, and there's different English, German. There's things that you have to consider and prove that it's not harming the body. So the FDA has regulations about that. There's nothing.
So
yeah.
You can specify it as a medical device, but as Nick was saying, it may not be reimbursable.
Oh, there's two different things.
Allow me to be administrator for a moment. While you're talking about this, I've had 3 people say,
Yeah,
you've taken us in a bad direction. Let's first establish the commercial opportunity here. So I've done badly. I'll take the hit. I'm going to put the slides back up. Everyone quiet down. Dwayne.
Thank you, Dwayne.
What, you too, Verna? Come on.
Verna, I love the classes, by the way, just as a side note.
That's
So,
right.
I don't wear them in the gym.
Tell us about your successful paid pilot. The team is eager to hear about the money you're going to make.
okay, so that's fantastic. Joe, what slide are you on? So
Slide 6.
6.
Successful paid pilot.
Isn't that wonderful? That's just let that roll off your tongue. Successful paid pilot. I'm really, really proud about that, because we started in August 2019 with a similar system that there is on the market that our competitors, for lack of a different word, use now to do the franchising. So we had our beta users use the product, and they loved it so much, they actually paid $75 per session.
They paid $75 a session.
Yep.
And how long was the session?
The session is 20 minutes maximum.
And how many people were involved?
We had 35 people using on a regularly twice a week.
For how long?
Twice a week.
Yes. For what period of time?
Or how it was between different users was because then COVID hit. When COVID hit, we had to stop. So it was 3-4 months. Yeah.
So you had nearly 36 people pay $150 a week for 3 months.
Yep.
And nobody dropped out?
No.
And what kind of feedback did you get in terms of results?
They cannot wait for the second version. And just for you to understand that Europe and the electric muscle stimulation, the system, the whole body suit and the micro studios is very popular. They have a retention rate of 95%. That's unheard of.
So are these people not working out at all? And
so the workout is, you can do static workout, which means you stand there and you activate your muscles. And then depending on your position, what muscles you activate, what muscles the software, what electrodes the software, what muscles group the software activate, you get the results. Or you can do light, like with bands, resistant bands, or maybe a ball. It's actually a really low intense workout.
Okay.
And that's what people love about it. So we're not talking about you, Dwayne. I know you are one of the person, you love going to the gym.
Yeah.
You want that activity. You want to feel, want to have that feeling after an active workout that you get. But just imagine the majority of people are not into that, me included. If I can have that result and do it at my home and do it twice a week for 15-20 minutes max, and have a better improve my muscle body with the benefits that I strengthen my core, I strengthen my muscle, and I don't have to go to the gym, and I have the ability to reach out to a trainer online and can book him for a session, or they can provide a instruction video tailored to my needs, then that's what I choose as a user, as a consumer. And that's the majority of people, because 80%, let's not forget, and that's facts, 80% of paying gym members, they pay every month. They don't use the gym. If the gym members, they are actually paying every month, would use the gyms would be overrun. That would not work. So 80%, that's 2.2 billion every year, only in the US, that money goes down the drain.
Yeah, I understand the target market now. I'm not saying, I know that I get I'm an outlier there from that. But I guess what I'm having a hard time understanding is what's motivating these people. If you can't get them to walk on a treadmill for 15 minutes, they're going to purchase a suit and wear that for 15 minutes.
Yes.
I think I'm having a hard time.
Yes.
As a lazy sack of, what is it?
Comfortable. It's comfortable. It's has proven results, and it's affordable. Those three things. That's why they will. And
as a lazy person, let me answer Dwayne's question.
Okay.
First, I'm lazy enough that I have equipment here at home that I don't use. If I had to, do I have to take off my clothes to get in the suit, or do I put it over my clothes?
You have to in the morning just put on your suit and either do your workout or just have a activation mode in the morning that at least gives you a soft activation of your muscle body.
Am I naked underneath, or do I have my clothes on underneath?
No, you put it on directly on your body.
Okay, so I strip and I'm only wearing this.
Yes.
Okay. So
and then you can wear above anything you want. If you don't feel comfortable walking around with a suit, you can put shirt or any other pants above. That's what you like.
If you're lazy like me, you're so lazy, it's like, I don't even know if I want to put on the suit this morning. But besides that, let's see if I can get over putting on that instead of my other clothes. I get to wear it in my house, yes?
Yes.
Because you said that you had people go somewhere for $75 for 20 minutes.
That was
home.
That was our first MVP.
Mm-hmm.
This is our second. That what we're finishing. What we learned out of that with the neoprene, that first version, with the uncomfortable, with the wetsuit. What we learned from those trainings, we took and improved and changed our business model and pivoted. So this is the new version is you are in your home. Let's go over what you're waking up, you're taking your shower, whatever you want to do. You want to have breakfast, you put on your suit. That means your pants and your shirt, comfortable, and make your breakfast. You don't want to work out, but you use the software to give you that morning wake up program. So a soft stimulation of your body, of your muscle body, will activate you in the morning, and you get into that mental change of I want to do something. You already feel better. You already feel that you have done something good for your body. And it's a process that we help people with that tool to get into a healthier and fitter life. So if you don't have to go to the gym, use the machines, but you only have in your home a option to use a 15-minute static workout to improve your health and fitness, improve your muscle body, which is so important for us as humans, that holds everything together, then that's something that can be done with us, with the help of the suit. Yes, and I believe that we give our users a tool that will drastically change their life.
I'll say that as host, there are so many people leaving comments and raising hands. There's a lot of energy around your concept. So that's very promising.
Okay.
Brent, let me acknowledge your politely raised hand. If you'd kindly share what you've been eager to say for 15 minutes.
It's really more of a question, Treya, and thank you for your presentation. As a physician who spent 20 years of researching neurostimulation and holds over 20 patents in the field, I have a question in terms of your target market. You know, I've heard you talk about your target market, and you show me a suit that's going on somebody with probably a body fat of around 5%, who obviously is hitting the gym on a regular basis. And then you say, well, Dwayne's not the guy you want because he's obviously going to the gym fit. I'm assuming from what you're saying, your target market is the obese sedentary population.
Yes, Joe, can you change the screen to slide number 4? Maybe that gives a different view. I think that technical.
I'm on it now. Actually, I stopped sharing my screen, but now I put it back on. It's on again. And I can see that, yes, she's a little bit overweight, but I think Brent is talking about.
You're talking about a direct-to-consumer market. And really what you're looking at, if you're going to get any sort of buy-in on reimbursement, is you're looking to treat obesity and those that are not fit. And you're looking to improve core strength, I assume, on the obese population. Have you
Yeah.
done any studies on the obese population? I mean, it's fine to put it on somebody who's got a body fat of 5%, but if I'm 300 pounds or 250 pounds, the amount of current that I have to generate on the skin to get to the muscle
Mm.
is going to be exponentially higher. Have you
It-
tried it on people who are center core body obese?
So we have, and that's a fantastic question. Thank you, Brent, for that question. So
That's your target market. I mean, is that what the market you're after is?
pre-diabetes prevention programs, those are our target market. You are absolutely right. The higher fat percentage to the body, it's a little bit more challenging to get the results, definitely. I have to say, Brent, I am not the expert in that technical space. We have an expert on board who would be better suited to answer these particular questions. We have
I guess the question, Trey, is just to save time is, have you tried it on people who have central core obesity?
Yes.
And
the same amount of muscle stimulation, because I find it hard to believe you can get enough surface current with that amount of adipose tissue impedance to get the same results.
So I would have to look up what kind of body fat percentage they had, but we had in our trials with the first MVP, we have users that were obese, and they used the suit and they were successful. They loved the training.
Talking European obese or American obese?
American. Okay. American. We had it here in Atlanta. We had our micro studio here in Atlanta. What I have to say is about specifically for that was one reason, because these neoprene suits did not fit perfectly the bodies, and we helped first with extensions, but that was not the perfect solution. So that's why we moved to that stretch suit, activity suit.
Well, I imagine you're going to need some sort of clinical utility study, and this is Nick's area now, before you're going to get any payer to come on board with reimbursement. And one obese person doesn't make much of a utility study.
Well, there is programs. Let me just answer that really quick. CDC has, we face a diabetes and obesity problem, but it's not only America, that's worldwide. For example, India is facing the highest diabetes problem in the world. So the CDC acknowledges that, and they have programs where the structure of the program does not require me to do these studies, but to help and encourage and inform and train the people.
I don't belabor, it's just that's fine, but I guess I'm getting down to clinical utility. Does the suit in the obese patient actually yield consistent results in terms of weight loss?
German studies prove that, yes. So that's a question that I can give you. That's a short question, but we have third-party studies that prove the results with obese people, with obese users, but obese is a wide spectrum. So I don't know how much narrower I can answer that question.
I would say, I don't know how long if I can stay on beyond 9. There's so many functional expertise on this phone, which is exactly why I invited you to do this. This is doing exactly what I had hoped, and yet we're going to give you more than you could possibly reasonably process in this hour. What I'd encourage folks to do, and they can send it to me privately, or they can send it to Treya privately, or another way. While we're on this call, I encourage everyone maybe for 3 minutes to jot a note down. What is a question you're thinking like, oh, before this actually becomes a great Amazon-like success for her, will she something? Or I hope that she thought of this, or I would recommend that she something. For me, as a communication guy, the fact that we are like pouring questions at you suggests to me that the way you started this presentation did not adequate. Now, yes, I'll take some blame, but relative to, I want you to close your eyes and imagine yourself. I would say, imagine waking in the morning, putting on a suit, and having it exercise for you. Now, that may or may not be perfect, but I would be like, okay, I understand. I'm going to put on something to replace a behavior I don't enjoy for the benefit that I do want.
Mhm.
Then I would say, you may be thinking, oh, you must be talking about EMS suits. I think I've seen something on Facebook. There are products on the market right now. This is what's different, or something like that. Because as soon as I understood what you were doing, I thought, wait a minute, I looked at that once, and my friend, and everyone has a friend, my friend said, no, don't. And then I was like, oh, this is going to be a failure. By the time you were finished slide one, I was like, oh, she doesn't know. My Pilates instructor said no. And I looked up something and it said, is this real or is it fake? Those questions. So that's my approach. I'd encourage everyone to share what they have. Todd, I'm delighted to see you on the call. I've tried to promote you to the screen so that you could ask your question directly. I'll read it if you can't find out how to do that. I see Suresh, you're on, a new member of the group. I'm delighted to have you here too. Kevin, you've raised your hand again. What did you have to share, please?
I have a question, and I would also like to comment. I kind of know about this stuff because my wife and I were looking for franchises, and one of these was one of the concepts, given to us by the franchise consultant. So I'm kind of in the midst of this. And by the way, so like Body 20 is one that they sent to us, and a membership there is running, one visit per week is about $60 a week. So you're looking at $250 a month or so, and that's for a 4-person group class. It's more expensive if you want a one-on-one. But my I was a little bit hesitant, and we're not seriously considering it. One of the concerns that I have, and I kind of wanted to ask Treya, looking at the market on approved EMS devices, if you do a 510K, where does that put you in terms of intended use? Because I don't think there is anything approved where that's got any kind of claim for weight loss or anything like that. It's really just for muscular strengthening.
I'm not claiming any weight loss promises. That's not what I do.
But then how does that get back to the reimbursement side of it if you're going for the pre-diabetic market?
So the training itself with electric muscle stimulations improves your muscle body. Improved muscle also come with higher metabolic consumption, and that is a side effect. Losing weight is a side effect if you get active in any kind of way. So I'm not promoting any 20 pounds in 3 weeks or something like that. That's not what I'm doing. And that's not the intention that I have. I want to give a tool for a user that struggles with health and fitness and with working out. And I give them a tool that is easy to use and that is proven to be effective. That's the core point of my approach. And yeah.
I'm going to bring attention to Todd. Todd, I'm delighted to see you. It's been a while. You shared something in the comments. What did you have to share?
You can hear me, right?
I can.
Fantastic. So I had an idea of something. I had an idea like this once about a suit that for people that have psoriatic arthritis or have general stiffness, that can come with age, that can come from fibromyalgia, that can come from immune disorders, whatever the case may be. Of something that would, to Joe's point, something that would move you as you're sleeping or as you're being sedentary while you're working to keep those joints hot or heated, if you will, right? And especially in the morning after, these people sleep, it could take them hours to really be up and warmed up, if you will. So this could be a supplement or a marketable supplement to a morning ritual that maybe you could even sleep in it. I don't even know, but that's where I see this market, just from a sales perspective off the top of my head, for that. Now, I don't know a whole lot about all of it, but as a guy that gets excited about things, that's kind of what I see.
Todd,
I don't have a lot of questions.
now I'm interested. See,
well, also, I actually have a couple of relatives that actually have disabilities that are like around their feet or their ankles. And so the concept of even going out and working out is they can't, and they're frustrated and they're demoralized. So I could see the market for somebody who is wearing a boot, who could put this on and still get a nice workout and feel better about themselves. So that's just something positive you can look at from a potential market there.
Dwayne, you said you're excited now because of what Todd had to say?
Yeah, I actually think it's harder. It'd be harder to convince people who don't enjoy working out to wear this. and it would be easier to convince people who are very into fitness to use this as a supplement. I think that's just me though, right? I just think it's reversed.
Mm-hmm.
I think just based on how humans think and make decisions, if you told me that, hey, Dwayne, you wear this for 15 minutes every day and you're going to be less sore, I'd be like, send one. Okay, sounds great.
Yeah,
Right now, I would
agree
try
with,
it.
Can I
I agree with Dwayne.
How much would you pay, Dwayne?
For that?
Yeah.
I wouldn't pay 100. I mean, I'm also younger, so I don't have this issue yet. But if I was older and I was more sore, I would pay $150 a week for sure. I mean, for sure. If you told me that this was going to reduce inflammation or reduce some type of joint pain, I was going to continue to get to play volleyball or golf or whatever I'm doing for preventative. Absolutely. But I'm also like, I really, really enjoyed those things.
You would pay $7,800 a year for this privilege?
Joe, if you told me that I could play sand volleyball into my 50s and this, and you showed me evidence that this would work, yes. But absolutely. I love fitness, so it's different, right? I mean, like if I'm telling you though.
I think Dwayne's spot on. My husband is over 70. And to Todd's point, he has ankylosing spondylitis. He's been a runner his whole life. It now takes him over an hour to warm up, just be able to jog because of his immune condition that's a bone and stiffness. So he wakes up and it just takes so long to warm up. It's a huge part of trying to get active. And if he had something that he could have been doing this and then be able to keep range of motion, it would be huge.
There's got to be evidence.
But so I think that's a medical device. It would add, but kind of back to the population of wellness. I don't see why it's a 510K. Yeah, it's EMS, but that EMS does not make something a medical device. It's what is the claim that you have. And so I would say, if you cannot go down a 510K path, but you can gather data from people that are willing to wear this, pay for it or whatever, and you get data, and then some of that population is going to have ankylosing spondylitis and stuff. You gather data and don't go down a 510K path, get that 510K later. Because I don't see that this is a medical device unless you go down the Dwayne and Todd path.
Hi, you are chomping at the bit.
Well, yeah, that's what I've been hearing too. It sounds like it's under enforcement discretion for wellness, for general wellness. But you have to be really careful with your claims, right? Like you need to find what your buckets are. And then, my fiance's in the military, his body has been through the rigmarole, right? And so, we bought a hot tub because he had such bad stiffness in his knee and had to have surgery. And he's 33 and like every day he uses it, because it really helps loosen his knee joints that have just been put through the rigor. So, people who have pain, I mean, nerve stimulators for pain are, Dwayne's wife is a PT. They are super popular and they have good side effects. They're really often prescribed for things like that. And so I think you do have different paths to market that you could really refine and flesh out. And one for, kind of the younger or middle-aged market that doesn't want to exercise. And then you have a geriatric population that could really benefit from this, that deals with pain, and go for a 510K claim there. I think it would be nice to see a more fleshed out different buckets that you're going to pursue and how that ties into your regulatory and quality pathways, and then your reimbursement, right? Because it's all a trickle down. And you have to do things to
There's just so much here to absorb. Suresh, I see you're on. I'm delighted that you are. I see your microphone's on. I've invited you to put on your video because you had something you wanted to share.
No, I just want to talk something.
Let us see you. Put on your camera, please.
You're
a handsome guy. Come on.
I just put, I'm not, I haven't taken a shower, so I have my hat on it. But if you want to see with the Amsterdam hat, I can put it on.
Yes,
I
put on your Amsterdam hat.
Okay. Okay. Let me just, okay. Can you see me?
Good looking guy like you, and everyone was worried. Go on.
Okay. So, can I talk about my device?
Please go ahead.
Okay, so
we're already at the top of the hour. We'll start to lose people. It's okay. I'm recording, and this is helping Treya.
We have developed a very innovative device. What we call is a control airflow device to treat people suffering from the sleep apnea. and it has all the sensors, everything. It is the size of, you are familiar with the CPAP machines, right? So this device is the size like 20th, or it's a very small device. I can.
That's okay. How can this help Treya? Let's focus on that for now. Let me give you a future week. We'll talk about your thing, but how can we help Treya right now?
Yeah, so I need help from the group in how to market device, or how to sell our company. Okay, because we already have, we are self-funded. We have the granted patent, 3 granted patents right now. PCT has been filed. Our clinical trial is underway, and actually we are showing our device at the.
But you're not helping Treya. We're trying to help Treya. We'll do you another time. Okay. Right? Isn't that what we were trying to do? Yeah. So
do you have something that's relevant for her right now, Suresh?
Do I have something?
Do you have a comment that's immediately relevant to her bodysuit?
No.
Okay. Well, I invite you to be.
I'm sorry, I joined late. I just missed it. Okay, so I'm sorry about that.
I know from a packaging standpoint, because she hasn't figured out exactly who to market to, I've been just daydreaming different sizes, different ways of folding, trying to understand how we could ruin the product with the shipping. So we need to focus on who you're going to sell it to and how you want to sell it, so that we could figure out how to package it up and ship it for the cheapest way possible, as far as I know. But I did have one thing I wanted to ask. I had a side effect from EMS where I ended up with Afib starting shortly thereafter. How are you checking this kind of thing out for people with your suit? Because I could just see an issue for people.
So there is from the software standpoint, we have limitations. We have set standards where to not overuse the product, because that's a possibility you can overuse. So we're tackling that from the software standpoint to.
So it can check and see if you're starting to cause a problem, or just keep people from going into making the problem.
Yeah, keep people from going in to make a problem, because we also have biometric sensors. So we collect your heart rate, respiratory, your muscle strength, and we collect your usage data. So also to improve your actual training routine, to give you a better use of the system. So to say, okay, because you did this and this was the result, so now we recommend you do this to get faster to your goal. And then on the other hand, we use also this data to restrict you if you would overuse and run into those problems.
I think, Treya, her question was, how do you avoid the Afib problem? Checking heart rate won't do that for you, because it doesn't give you any sort of an ECG pattern. What if the person has a pacemaker? Can you use it?
No. There's restrictions. You're not allowed to use.
How do you control that?
Excuse me?
Going direct to consumer with your market.
Yes, definitely. Well, the only thing that we can do from our point, we have a checklist, and you have to give us data that you don't have certain conditions, or and then you are not allowed to use it.
I think my only comment would be, once again, thank you for the presentation, is I think you need to define your target market to a far greater extent. I think you're sort of hitting a whole lot of areas where there may be application without actually saying, we have a solution to this problem, and this problem is this exact target market. I fear if you don't, you're going to get so diffuse that nobody's going to see the actual benefit for any particular group, which is going to totally block you from reimbursement. So if it's a direct-to-consumer exercise product, fine. If it's a treatment for prediabetes, what you mentioned, fine. But let's define that. Do the clinical studies to say we've shown in 100 patients it actually does make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
So I just think you're too big market.
Yeah, I'm with Brent. Treya, we've spoken before. I never thought you were a medical device, the product. That's why I was very surprised to see you here. There's a certain rigor and professionalism that is required if you want to show up in this space from a regulatory standpoint. And right now, your enthusiasm is significant. the potential is there, but the clarity is not. And you're getting all kinds of feedback. It's like blind people trying to figure out, is this an elephant? And they've got only one piece of the pie, right? Is there a market? Yeah, but I still don't think you identified the market. Any one of these disease states, you've not linked it to a specific disease state. And even if you did, you've not done any significant research to qualify or, present it as a response to that state. So again, even if you go to B2C, direct to consumer, and I'm speaking because we've spoken and I mentor companies that go to market strategies, even there, I left a comment. I'd like to introduce you to Mark Portney. He was a shark before there was a tank, investor, things like that. B2C's got tremendous resources in the direct to consumer market. He's going to beat you up if you present like this, because even in the B2C space, it's too big a market. Like Dwayne, right? I like Dwayne's comment. Even if you say within the people that exercise, it's even there's an age gap. I mean, there's a specific market. So focus. I think you're 10 degrees away from focusing on the right market to go to. Now, once you find that and you hit a certain benchmark of success, you can go to the next market. You don't have to eat the whole enchilada at one time. Then you can come back because you've got experiences and you got data. You can say, okay, now we've actually got 6,000 people that have addressed this issue medical state and got a benefit. Let's now go do the clinical research. Let's prove the data, and then let's do a presentation around that offering. So I think the stage right now is to go direct B2C. But if you want to come back to this space, all the connections on this call alone can get you to market. But you better have the resources to do the research and then produce the data to then present yourself as a medical device in the market. Hope I'm not stepping on toes, but that's my feedback.
You never step. How can you? Not on mine.
Connect.
You don't.
There are so many comments. I can download them, send them to you. We can get a transcript of this call. And of course, because you're part of the MDG Premium Network, you can just at anyone on this call and just continue the conversation. So I feel really good about the hour. I feel like I haven't seen this kind of interest in comments and firing and no, let me say something, no, wait, me for weeks. So
I really like Dwayne's comment because we identified, Joe, that you're too lazy to even put the suit on, according to Dwayne.
I am. Did he write it out as a comment? I mean,
no, he said that. It's in the recording.
But yes, and Eddie Lynn wrote, and Brent was getting at this about, I know we talked about obesity claims and the like, but he points out that you need a sufficient current to work through the adipose. It may be too uncomfortable to wear at that point. Just another point that's here in the commentary. Luke, you want to just say hi? Anything you got there? You're in a different setting. It looks like you're in an office today. What's going on? Where's your beer?
Working. I'm not here. It's Friday night's beer at the office.
Friday night's beer, of course.
I do have a question on your suit. I mean, how many channels do you have? Because if you have a lot of different connections and you have a complete suit and one of those connections breaks, then your whole suit may become worthless.
Okay.
So you must pay extra attention that it doesn't only work when you buy it, but also after a year or after 2 years.
There's a place for an electrical engineer in this conversation too, acknowledged.
Okay.
Drunk or otherwise.
So fantastic question. Thank you for the question. We focus on the user. It's a subscription model. So we will provide the user that if a connection fails, there is the software and the power box will take care of that. It will shut off. But there's certain security parameters built in. So the suit itself is not the most expensive part of the system. The expensive part is the power connector and the platform. So my focus is, if there is a suit that is not working correctly, send it in, and within a warranty, we'll replace it. Our focus is to make the user happy.
In 2 weeks, come back, because Paul and Jan are giving a joint presentation about returns management. So when that comes back, how are you? Yeah, you are.
Okay.
So when that suit comes back, how are you going to clean it and repackage it and send it out again? Is it going to be, is it just garbage and you have to throw it away, or can you send it to a new person after a trial? That'll be a topic we've not hit yet, and I personally am interested in hearing that.
Good. I'll definitely come back.
Next week is a treat for those of you who know Paul Grand. He's a friend, and he's going to talk to us about some recent innovation successes. He runs a huge incubator. He has funding from J&J Labs and the like. He's just been a terrific inspiration, and I look forward to next week as well. For those of you who celebrate, Happy Easter, Passover, and the like. Treya, this was great for us. I hope so for you as well. And I'll be in touch shortly after this call.
Thank you.
Everyone.
Appreciate everybody. Thank you, everybody.
Yes.
For the comments.
Happy Easter.
Happy Easter.
Yes.
Bye.
Happy Easter.
Happy
Ramadan,
Easter. Bye.
Easter,
Yeah.
Passover, everything.
Thank you.
Bye.